Very gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous,
And
gorgeous.
I had that flat stomach.
That zero weight.
Well, let me tell you this. I'm pretty. I'm 5'9" when I had heels on. I'm walking there 6'1". 3 children, like fine, okay?
Period.
So you walking in with women that are, you walking in there, that's already a level of intimidation. Like when I walk in the room, I command the whole room.
Hello. Is it me you're looking for, honey? Talk about it. Oh my God, why would they do this to me?
Because I'm on the speaker, they're hearing this, and I'm like, wow. So still, okay, there's like, go ahead and enjoy your 4th of July. We'll call you on Monday to give you more information, but congratulations. So I'm still doing that. So like, what? Then I get off the phone, I call Genesis Air. They're like, oh, yeah, that means we're going to be on TV. I was like, oh, wow. So that was that. I just only knew Beauty was going to be on there. And I made an assumption that Mushia would be too. So it went on and, we were all talking about like, we were getting excited. Beauty, Genesis and I was conversing back and forth, starting to build a better relationship, friendship, just talking about different things. They had been on TV before. I had never been on TV. So they was giving me the of being on TV and stuff like that. And I was like, okay. I told my family, everybody still was kind of like, and I'm still kind of like, I guess. I mean, this is what they say.
Just rolling with it.
I'm going to roll with it and see what's going to happen. So we got closer to it. And it was like, we're going to start filming around September.
Oh.
This was in July. So we're going to start filming like September. I said, okay. Then I found out it was going to be an additional cast member, which was Maya.
Okay.
And they was like, let's all meet up and go to Stone Mountain and, talk and try to build, a relationship prior to filming.
Right.
Where the producers were like, we want you all to meet on camera.
Whoa.
So they kind of scratched all that of us meeting prior to
get a feel, to get a feel of who you're going to be working with and all that.
Yes. I had an idea it was going to be a show about 5 hairstylists, like an amazing experience. I had saw Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's when it was really big. I had been to a couple tapings of Housewives. I had been in a couple of the episodes on Housewives, like a standby person. Again, going on with friends and
just filling the room and just filling the room. Yeah.
Just filling the room. So they said we was going to be filming everything. I'm like, okay, all right, fine. We won't meet up. We'll just wait to then. And then the first day of filming came.
Whoa. And
the first day of filming came. Kelvin Myers, God rest his soul, was my makeup artist, baby.
I'm just going to say this too. Whoever your makeup artist was, Miss Dedra, that person beat you into a complete, like, boom, bada, boom. Like, your makeup was 10 out of 10. You had the best makeup. 10 out of 10, your makeup was always flawless. Hands down.
That Kevin Myers was beating me like,
Yes.
So that first episode, the guy was dating in, Kelvin was charging maybe like $200 for a beat. And I was like, that's a lot of money. He's like, I want you to look your best. I'm gonna pay for the makeup.
Hello. Ching, ching, ching. Cling, 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 cling. We like that.
I said, sometimes I have to get makeup twice a day. Tell him you're going to get your makeup done. So I was
love that.
So the first day of filming came. It was on a Friday.
Oh.
On a Friday.
Okay.
I'm booked with clients on a Friday. Okay.
So you're there all day. So take us back to the first day of filming. Your schedule. What was it like in the salon? What was going on? And you got to get ready to get on camera to get ready to film.
So in between me getting ready to film, I'm still doing clients. I'm still doing my clients. I'm working on my clients. I'm doing my hair. Kelvin coming in, doing my makeup in between clients. I'm telling my clients, hey, this ain't gonna last but a couple hours. I'm gonna come back and finish your hair up. Like that's how I roll. Like, ain't no money leaving this table.
Hello,
So
hello.
I'm gonna go and do this film, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna fix your hair. Okay. So it was, I think it was filming in the middle of the day, and we filmed. Oh God, I forgot the name of that restaurant. It was like a New Orleans style restaurant up near Bank of America. God, I
Was it
can't remember the name of it.
Nigel's? Was it
Nigel's. That's what it
Nigel's?
was.
Yes, Nigel's.
Yes. So we filmed there. That was the first place we filmed
Oh,
at.
okay, so
So
not to cut you off, but the first scene to y'all film, was it the boss and booze brunch? Was that the first scene that y'all filmed together?
yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, y'all all met
That was
and
it.
y'all was sitting
So
down.
they don't give you any feedback like what we're going to be doing. They didn't tell us nothing that you just come to film. Okay.
So you didn't even know what you were
So
getting into. You just knew that I had to be here at this time, show up. That's it.
that's all I knew.
Oh wow.
So I got there. Maya was already there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was there next because I'm a stickler for time. She's a stickler for time. Like I'm gonna be on time. If you tell me to be there, I'm gonna be there early. It got to the point where people were telling me, "Come late because you're always early."
Oh,
Before we even get set up, you're there.
whoa.
Um, so she was there. She was sitting there, and we were just kind of talking, getting to know each other. She was really nice, really polite.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I mean, what we gonna do? She's like, I don't know, but she did know. So we was just sitting there, kind of talking, and they kind of like, I didn't want us talking too much, kind of stop talking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got ready to set up for filming. Okay. And that's when the other ladies came.
That's when
But
Beauty
I
came
learned later
on.
that they hold you and make you late.
They will hold you and make you late.
They will hold you. So when you're seeing people on reality TV stroll in late, that's because they've held them. Like, hey, wait until you go in. Wait in the van, and then we'll tell you when to go in.
So you could literally be there
So
at 2:00, but they probably will hold you to like 3:00 to make it seem as though that you're running late or you're late for for a scene. Isn't
yes,
that
they literally do that.
that is so is that really real? Is it really real reality TV if they're doing that? Is it really real?
So they're really doing it. They are really holding you. They've held me in the van a couple times. Like they want you to come in late, or they'll tell you, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
So
That's
yes, they
crazy.
do
I would
that.
never think they would do that.
They do that. So like I said, Maya and I was there, and then Beauty came and she brought Genesis.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Beauty sat beside me, and then we started filming and talking, and I'm just sitting there like we ordered food. I'm like, free food and drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the salmon, please.
Okay, I want the
Okay,
loaded baked potato. The loaded.
exactly. Yes, give me that, and I want a dessert. I went ahead and ordered all my stuff. Give
Yes,
me a
come on,
dessert too.
honey. Yes, and can I get a to-go box while we're doing this too? A to-go box.
And you know it. So if you watch that scene, you saw me eat my food.
I saw you. I saw you literally sitting there and you was eating your food. You was like, and I don't like her because and so Beauty said, so why you don't like her? Because I just don't like her. I said, yes, you better munch. You better chew. You better chew and chat.
Chewing. That makeup beat.
It was, you was the beat, like, Dedra, you was so beat. It's like, I look for your beats. Like, I look for your beats and your reads because your beats and read, it just went hand in hand together at all times. I was like, yes, even when he did your natural beat, it was still 10 out of 10.
But they had pissed me off that day.
What?
So that was intentional. They had pissed me off that day.
What happened?
The producers are really shady.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I learned about reality TV. The producers are really shady.
So it's not y'all that's being shady. It's the producers that is creating the shade.
The producers that's being shady. Like the producers produce.
Mm-hmm.
They make what they want to happen. So it's just like a movie. They sit down, they have meetings, how they want that scene to go.
Oh, wow.
And they coach that scene, how they want that scene to go. But what started to happen, we start to figure it out. And then we start doing what we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's when the problem came in the second season. And that's when things kind of got out of control.
And that's when it just kind of went. That's when it just kind of fizzed out and fizzed away.
I think that's what happened. I think they just could not figure out what to do with us because we were over it, how, things were going. So we were just going rogue, and they was like, these is going
These
rogue.
heifers right
I don't know what they're going to do. Like,
Yeah.
what they at it?
So I have a
They
question.
going rogue.
So I have a question for you, Dedra. How has your career evolved since cutting it in the ATL?
Since cutting the ATL, like the other ladies, I am no longer in the beauty industry. I now own an assisted living facility.
Okay, cool.
I am back in North Carolina. I relocated in North Carolina like in 2022.
Okay.
2021. In 2021. I relocated back to North Carolina.
Okay.
But I'm no longer in the beauty industry. I went into the assisted living facility industry.
Okay. Do you miss doing hair? Is that something that you like, okay, I'm done with hair? Or is it something like I still have some clients back home that I see and do?
No, I am completely done doing hair. The only hair I do now is maybe one of my residents. I may get a macular roller set or a little bump here or there. But hair, I gave it all up.
Okay. Do you stay in touch with any of your castmates from the show since
I used LaKenya and I, used to talk. I mean, we vacationed together. Me and LaKenya have been on vacation.
Ooh, where did y'all
used to
go?
talk.
How was that?
We went to Miami.
Oh, there's always girl fun in Miami. I love Miami.
Yes,
Miami's a hot trip.
Miami. Mushia, I have spoken to Mushia, but that's a wild card. You never know what you're gonna get with that.
Yeah, the last time y'all was together, it was a whole, get out the damn salon. It was a whole thing.
We've talked before then because I'm a philanthropist.
Okay.
So I do a lot of work in Haiti, Dominican Republic. I travel pretty much from country to country doing philanthropy work with Genesis.
Okay, yes.
And Lou actually went with us a couple times. And, I've spoken to Mushia, and we had a better rapport, since leaving cutting the ATL.
Oh.
But sometimes she do some stuff that's real reckless. Like some stuff she's posted here lately was real reckless. And I'm like, girl.
Yeah, because I saw this. She did a podcast interview where she was talking about you, where she was basically saying that y'all was never friends. Something I'm just not. This is not what she said, but I'm just paraphrasing for the people out there.
Yeah, we were never friends. We never hung out. I mean, she's invited me to a party before, but I was told not to go to the party.
Ooh, why was you told not to go to the party? What was going on over there on that type of party? Whoa. Was it giving a...
So I didn't go. I heeded the warning and I didn't go.
Ooh, did they say warning before destruction at this party? Ooh.
So I didn't.
Was it a Diddy no party? Was it a Diddy no party?
I don't know. I was just told that, girl, you better not go to that party.
Oh, wow. What is do you ever have like any fans that come up to you from cutting in the ATL that be like, oh my God, you're Dedra Allen from cutting in the ATL? How do you deal with that?
All the time. Like I still have people now when I go places and they can be looking at me and I'm looking at them like, why are they looking at me? And come up and like, you look just like that woman that played on that show in Atlanta. And I'm like, really? I get that all the
time. It's me, honey. It's me.
Keep on moving.
I keep on moving. Mm-hmm. Oh, so would you ever reconsider going back on reality TV or doing another reality TV show or a reunion for cutting in ATL?
Right after cutting, I was supposed to do a show on ABC. It was a dating show.
Oh, okay.
So they cast me to do the dating show on ABC. And I actually accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having to go to LA for 8 weeks. Everything was everything. And at the last minute, I was like, nah, I don't want to be in LA for 8 weeks and be away from my family and stuff like that.
So you
So they
kept.
tried everything they could to get me like, come on, come. Like, nah, I'm not gonna do it.
So you didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
So would you revisit anything like that? Would you do a dating show? Would you come back to reality TV?
So I would not do a dating show. I probably would not come back to reality TV.
Oh, why would you not come back to? You were so good on reality TV. Like the camera just ate you up. Like it was just like, oh my God, girl. Yes. Why would you
Because
not?
I can't switch my emotions like that. That was one of my weaknesses on there. I cannot switch my emotions that fast. Like when I'm mad, I'm gonna be mad. And you're not gonna tell me that I gotta go eat lunch or dinner with somebody that I'm mad at.
Right.
You're not gonna tell me. So that happened a lot. Like when Beauty and I got into it, like I'm like, like the next day they want you. I'm not doing that. I'm mad. I am mad. And if I see her again, it's gonna be on site. So no, I'm not coming. So
So
that was one of my faults that I just couldn't switch it
you could
on and off.
you couldn't switch on and off the on camera versus this is how I really feel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That
I
was
can see
hard.
that. I can see that. So do you feel like you were portrayed accurately on the show when it came to cutting in the ATL?
So for me, like if you bring it, I'm gonna give it. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, I guess so. So if my emotions are in it and you make me mad, I'm gonna get it. But am I a malicious person? No. Some of the things that happened with my idea, I just went along with the plan.
Ooh.
Um, but no, the malicious parts and me, like I'm not a gossiper, I'm not a petty person, I don't do malicious stuff to people.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not who I am. That's just totally out of character for me. But the parts where if you make me mad, then that's uncontrollable.
If you come
It's
for me, in the
uncontrollable.
words of you, if you come for me, I'ma sit your ass down. You know.
Down. Yeah. But I'm just not a malicious person. I'm not going to put nobody mugshot on a cake.
Oh,
I'm not going to
whoa,
come
mugshot on the cake. We're finna talk about some of those moments right now. I want to talk about some of your most viral moments on the show and some of your most viral interactions with some of your castmates. A viral moment that you had on the show was where it was Maya Sly's birthday. And with it being Maya Sly's birthday, you took it upon yourself to go and order a cake. Not only did you order a cake, you ordered a cake that had a picture of Maya Sly's mugshot on it. That when she opened it up, not only did she cry and weep, she said, "Oh my God, why would they do this to me?" And I just want to know how, where, why did you get this information? Because LaKenya said you and her were actually on the phone that night, and she said, "Oh my God, Dedra, look what I just found." And you took it off from there. What was that? Tell me.
So Maya had already pissed me off with something else. Like Maya's like kind of crafty with her words. You know how she is.
Yes.
And she could get kind of like slick and smart at the mouth. You know, I'm the type of person, like I'm not a bougie girl. I'm not that type of girl. Like that's just not me. But they were kind of like the bougie girl. And I was kind of like, I'm like, what? So she got crafty with her words and just kind of pissed me off. So it was easy for me to go along with that cake situation because I was already pissed at her. Like, no, she did. I know she not acting like this.
Right.
So when I told the producers about the information I had found, they already knew. So they already knew. They was just waiting for somebody to find it. Okay.
Oh, wow.
They already knew.
Really?
They know everything about you. They do background checks on you. They run a background check on you. So they know everything about you. But they cannot tell us about it. If we find it, then boom, you go for it.
Right.
So we found it. And once I told the producers I had found it, then they was like, well, what you want to do with it? And I was like, It was like, well, she having a party. What you think. It's like a coaching of what to do about that.
What to basically do.
She was not surprised. Somebody had already told her that I had put the mugshot on the cake. So She couldn't say nothing because it was one of the other junior producers that was fond of her that told her about it. So that person ended up getting put off the production team because it was supposed to be,
A
they wanted the element of
surprise.
surprise.
Yes.
So that's why when people are on the internet talking about people and so mixed up in reality TV, I'm like, y'all are feeding into a lie.
Because
You're
that's
feeding
not
into
because that doesn't be the real reality of what's really going on.
It's not. And you're feeding into something the producers have created.
Oh
They've
wow.
created this situation. They've created tension. They've created a lie. So of course, I find it. I'd be pissed at me too if I, went along and put on the cake. I'd be pissed too. So now you've created tension between me, more tension between me and her.
Mm-hmm.
That now we got some history now because of this cake.
So when you did the cake and you put it on there, were you really expecting Maya to really go off and say those mean things about you and say all those things like you're bottom? Basically said like you're bottom of the barrel. I can't believe Dedra would do this. Who would help her do this? Even though LaKenya had involvement in it, she blamed you for it and made you feel, well, it looked like and appeared like you were the one that did it. And she really just had mean words to say about you when LaKenya actually helped you out with this. Like, what was that about?
Well, LaKenya didn't help out with that. Like LaKenya was LaKenya. LaKenya she wasn't in no parts of no foolishness. Like
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't co-signing on no foolishness. So she wasn't really a part of that happening. It's just the information was discovered. We was on the phone together. She wasn't about to say nothing like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna say something. I don't like them anyway. They acting all funny and cutting up and saying what they want to say. Okay, this is my time to get some licks in. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like cool, and that's what happened. But have I ever did something like that to nobody? No, I've never been that malicious to a person. And had it not been on TV, I would have never done that to
Well,
her.
I just want to let you know that was a viral epic moment.
It
Like
was.
a
It's
mugshot on a
TV
birthday cake.
entertainment. It was. I hear about that all the time, but it wasn't something that I came up with on my own. Trust that.
Oh wow. So this whole Boogaloo showdown, when you're sitting at another viral moment for you was when when y'all were at Boogaloo's and you are sitting there, you're on the end, LaKenya's in the middle, Beauty's on the other side, and it's this whole conversation about LaKenya owing Beauty booth rent, and LaKenya is now in your salon, and Beauty is feeling like, why did you go over here when this is actually my friend? I told you about this girl not paying her booth rent, and you was like, well, it's a couple $100. I can give it to you, and you threw it at her. Why did you throw the money at her when was that the right time to do something like that? Or what was that about?
Well, per what I was getting in my ear was come to the back, get this money, go back to the table and give it to her. So after you have a couple cocktails, you go get the money, you come back to the table, excuse yourself. I mean, we have mics in our ear.
Really?
I would just give all the reality TV tea.
Oh, give it to me. Give it to the ladies' room
Yeah,
because
I had a mic in my ear, come to the bathroom, um, get this money, and give it to her.
and so
Because
then y'all
if
got
that
in a
had been
fist
my
fight.
money, if that had been my money, it'd have been in my pocket. And honestly, and I did not mean to throw that money in Beauty's face. And I keep like to the day I'm telling him, I'm like, I did not throw that in her face. But of course I was drinking. They
Mm-hmm.
always got us good and boozed up. But I did not mean to throw that in Beauty's face. Like God knows I did not mean to throw it in her face. But I didn't realize I threw it in her face until I actually I was like, no, I didn't. It's like, yes, you did. I'm like, no, I didn't. Until they had to play the scene back for me to make me like, and I still say they did something to it. Like I still say I didn't do that.
Oh wow.
But after, the money and it in her face, And like when she jumped up, I was literally, it was a reflex. I was in shock. Like, what is getting ready to go down?
So when she jumped up, you instantly grabbed her versatility wig and you began to slang her on the ground and said, I've told these bitches, don't play with me. Don't play with me, sister. I don't told them. And your nice, your nice dress with your 6-inch stilettos on. And you kind of wore her out, sister. You kind of wore her out that night,
So
honey.
I was raised with 12 boys. So my instincts and my reflexes are a little different. Because I was tomboy until I was about in the 6th or 7th grade. So I had to fight a lot. So my reflexes are a little quick.
Okay.
So when she jumped up to do that, it was just a reflex. And by then we was engulfed in it, and then I'm mad. So once you get me mad, I'm fighting until the death. Like we gonna fight until somebody pull us apart because this is gonna happen.
And so that whole scene, so how did Maya get intertwined where she relaxes and lay down?
She was sitting right beside me, and I get it. I mean, that was, for me, that would have been stressful for me too. I mean, it was stressful for me. So I get it. She was right beside me. Like she literally got pushed. They pretty much grabbed her out the way. Look at Tre. Tre, you're supposed to be on this call
Tre
too.
is supposed to be here. We really do not know why Tre is not here, because Tre is the freak to her frat. And we're here, Tre. So if Tre is out there, we're going to talk about Tre. We're definitely going to talk about Tre because we want to know why did you
talk too much about Tre now. That's my baby right
No,
there.
but you traded him in for a minute though, Dedra. You traded Tre in for a minute.
I ain't never trade Tre in.
You traded
never.
You traded.
I didn't trade Tre in. Oh, let's be clear.
Okay. They made her trade him in. They made
never.
We're gonna talk about that part because I definitely want to know about that whole trade in of the trade thing. But in that moment when you were at Boogaloo's and y'all did the fight showdown and Maya Sly was in the middle and Mashia was sitting at the table and she said to LaKenya, you knew about this. You're in the middle of this and all this and that. And when you bring LaKenya outside, LaKenya is crying about this. And
she's upset. She was really upset because that's not what she wanted to happen. She was upset like that we allowed something that was not true because we both knew it wasn't true. Like LaKenya was more upset like, how did this happen? Like, how did it get here that y'all are actually physically fighting? That's what LaKenya was upset. Like, oh my God. The other ladies they're real actresses. They are real actresses, honey.
So you telling me the Maya Sly and the Moshias, the M&Ms are, so you're telling me the M&Ms, they're more so melt in your hand, not in your mouth chocolate girls. They're actresses.
They actresses. They know how to turn it on. They knew because Maya had gotten prompt. Maya's friends with Mariah. She was friends with Nene. Like the ladies had already started to tell her how you got to play this reality TV game. And Maya came on her game day one. She was in it to go 10 seasons.
Oh wow. Okay? So Maya was ready for TV.
She reality TV. Beauty had been on reality TV. Mushia was just a whole character because she was determined she was going to be a superstar. And then there was me.
Mm-hmm.
There was me trying to like, let me, what? There was me. Now, I wasn't innocent, but then there was me.
Yes. So another viral moment for you was the damn showdown, where you were literally it was you, LaKenya, Beauty, and Mushia, and y'all were at a, we're going to say it was a women's, women who were like battered women who had like dealt with Mashia Salon in Sandy Springs. Y'all was at there.
They held me. I can be late going in there.
So they held you up again.
Yes, I could be late going in. So when I was late, and which Mushia knew that was happening. So when I went in there, I was late, and she was complaining about me being late, and then again, when they're acting like this to me, in my mind, I'm like, y'all know what's going on. Why are you tripping?
Right.
Like you're feeding into this. Why are you tripping? So when they feed into it, then it pisses me off.
And it riled you up. It riled you up.
Get mad.
So when she was talking to you and saying, get out, and you're late and you need to apologize to my staff and do all these things.
I was pissed. Because I'm like, girl, they held me. I think I was telling her this. Like, girl, of course, they didn't show that part. But I'm like, y'all held me out there. And I'm telling the producers, like, y'all told me to stand out there. I've been out there for hours.
Oh, wow.
Why didn't y'all let me come in? I was out there for hours. And she's still just going on. And finally, I got mad. And I was ready. I was mad. So then she was like, get out. And I'm looking like, and by then I'm mad. And then she was, and honey.
And it went from there, and it went to the point where, it almost got to a tussle where Lou, her boo, came in the middle and was basically like, y'all can't be fighting in here. Y'all not going to do this in front of the clients, all this and that. And it kind of did it. Did you feel like, I felt from that episode that it was like LaKenya was in the middle of it. And it was like, LaKenya, if you want to stay, you can stay, but I'm about to go and lay down and, do all this and that. And I was like, why did it even have to go that far with it all? Why did it have to go that far? But now knowing it was the whole production and the producers doing all this riffraff between you girls.
And then I left. And then they asked me to come back. And I said, I'm not going back in there. I'm not going. They said, please. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go back in there. And I went back again and wasn't no better. I said, I'm going home because I'm going to be in trouble.
Oh, so
I'm going to go.
I just got Tre's message. Tre said that he could.
And remember, if you're not in the episode, you don't get paid. So we were all trying to make sure we was in every episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow, that is some tea for us in the ladies' room. We love tea. Clink, 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 clink. So there really was not a damn showdown between you and Mashia. Y'all really never had a good show. That was not a real showdown between you and Mashia that day in the damn salon.
No. I told you she pissed me off. Like, she knew that they held me outside, but she still was putting on the front like I was late.
Which you wasn't late.
So
you was in the parking lot.
It pissed me off because I'm like, girl, you knew I wasn't late. I was outside. I was in my car. They was making me wait to come in here. But she was feeding into it. That's what I'm saying about reality TV. People in the cast know what is happening, but they feed into it and antagonize the person, and then I give them what they want. That was my fault. I gave them what they want. She knew that I was out there late. So she kept, and I'm like, girl, I was out there. So by then it was pissing me off. And then she was just being so wordy with her mouth. And I'm like, I'm not a child. You're not going to talk to me like that. And it just went from there.
And it went from there, and that's when it created tension between you guys. So that's when it created the whole Dedra and Mashia thing, where she was feeling like you're a smart mouth, can't nobody tell you nothing. You need to go over there on Jadoa Salane,
And I'm pretty, like pretty.
You are very gorgeous. Gorgeous.
And gorgeous. I had that flat stomach.
That zero waist, honey. Let's talk about them zeros, double zeros, double zeros, honey.
Baby, listen, let me tell you this. I'm pretty. I'm 5'9" when I had heels on. I'm walking there 6'1". 3 children, like fine, okay?
Period.
So you walking in with women that are you walking in there, that's already a level of intimidation. Like when I walk in the room, I command the whole room.
Hello. Is it me you're looking for, honey? Talk about it.
So when you walk in, they looking like, look at this. That's how they look.
Yes.
But I'm really a nice person. I'm a person like, hi. And they looking like, So once you give me that energy, I'm like, okay, this is what we gonna do. Now I'm really about to put on now. Hey! That's me. So when you give me that, like, okay, now I'm about to really put on now. And that's what mostly happened with this cast. It's like, that's how they were. Like,
so it was more so like it was just on. They was more so doing it for the show. Y'all was basically giving co-workers. Like, we're here to work. Let's work. Let's give them a great TV. Let's get seconds. Let's get how many seasons we can get out of this. Let's make up tons of money and be bundles and bitches. That's what it was. That's what it was.
And then at one point, like, I got tired of fussing with them every time. So it was one episode that we filmed, and they thought that I was going to argue with them because they made them late to my presentation.
Oh, was it the
And
episode where you had your presentation about opening up Jadoa Academy and you were
yes,
standing there and you were like, it's my moment. I'm a girl who, I'm nervous because, it's people up here listening to me. And they all three of them walked in together and they were like late as hell and it was all going on.
so then by then I was pissed at the producers. I was pissed because they was just making us like, it was just like a jungle fight. And I'm like, I'm tired of this. It's stressing me out. I'm tired. I'm not fussing with these ladies anymore. So I already had in my mind, I said, when those ladies come, I am going to make amends with every one of them.
And you did that, honey. You did that
So,
now, sugar. You did that.
that was filmed in 2 parts. We had to shut production down because of that, honey, because they didn't know what to do.
So that was
They didn't know what to do. I threw the whole filming off. Threw it off. So
give me
when they came in,
more.
they made them late. And when they came in, I walked over. They had security by that point. So I was like, I'm tired of this. I walked over to Beauty. I said, can I talk to you? And she looked like, and I was like, I'm sorry. We got to stop this. Like, this is too stressful for me. I can't take this no more. Like, they like, Mushia, listen, we got to stop this. Like, this is too much. This is too stressful. Like, we got to come together. We got to do, this is my speech I'm giving to all of them, telling them, like, we got to stop this. They looking like, what's going on? That's the producer looking at me like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be mad. No, ma'am. No, I'm not.
I'm not doing this no more. Game's over, honey. Joke's on you, not me.
Not me. I'm not doing this no more. I'm not this thirsty for money. I'm not doing this no more. I'm not.
So were the checks that were coming in, were they like good, reasonable amount of checks that were coming in from the show?
We made good money. Like, for 2 or 3 months of shooting, we made really good. So for the amount of time that we spend shooting, we made good money. We ate good. Ooh. They treat us good. You never had to drive your car because one of the cast members was notoriously late. We got an increase in pay as an incentive to make us be on time, which I was always on time. Mm-hmm. But they paid us well, fed us good,
I want to know another viral moment was your alter ego named Simone with the long curly hair, honey. Who is Simone and where is she at?
Honey, they had a fit during the network called. Everybody called, and the VP, the president. Why you want to wear this long hair? We want you to wear your short hair. We want you to. I said, why can't I wear long hair? Everybody else get to change their hairstyles. I can never change mine. No, we want you to wear short hair. Like, it was a mess.
So let's go and rewind. They had a fit about you wearing a weave. Was it extension?
It was a sew-in.
Was it a sew-in? Oh, it was a sew-in. So they had a fit about you wearing a bust-down curly sew-in on the. Oh, what is that? That is
they had
news.
A fit. It was like, you're known for the short hair. We want you. I said, well, everybody else get to change their hairstyles every time. They change their hairstyle. They change the color of their hairstyles. I'm the only one that had you telling me I got to keep my hair. Yes, this is how. And I'm like, no, I'm changing my hair.
Right.
Like, everybody else gets to change their hair. I want to try something different.
Wow.
So I gave such a stink, and finally they let me change my hair. And I think that's one of the times when I didn't put no makeup on because they wanted you to have makeup on all the time. I said, I ain't putting no makeup on.
And so that's when you did your reading for your book, which I want to talk about. The book that you had, that you did your book reading for. Where is that still a thing? Are you still writing? Is because that was a nice old erotic novel that you was talking about, squeezing my thighs up in between my legs, pulling my drawers back, opening my apple pie up, honey, smashing the caramel in my mouth. It was a good series.
I enjoyed doing that. And I was going to write another part, but I think after the show, I just was so exhausted. Mm-hmm. I was so exhausted. I was heartbroken because of this me. I felt like I wasn't able to dedicate the time to opening the school like I should have. And I lost a lot of money in that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of, and I end up winning award. Nikki Giovanni
Okay.
was there to see me get presented with my award. I think it was new artist of the year for that book, To Love Samir White. I
Yeah.
have been approached at least twice about turning into a movie, and recently turned into a Tubi movie, which I'm thinking about I
You
might do.
should. You should definitely do that because I would definitely want to watch it because that girl. She's a old erotic something, honey. She's a old erotic something, honey. I love it. I think
I
it's a hit.
I mean, I just feel blessed. I mean, I can't even account the opportunities that I've had to do more entertainment when I was in Atlanta. It's just that show just and that experience, it just did so much for me. And then I feel like that's the reason I'm not doing hair anymore because
Hmm.
it just, I don't know what it did, but
Did you
it
feel
is
like
here
did
nor
you feel like it
there.
took a lot? Do you feel like it took the passion and the drive? Not, I would say the passion away from you when it was something that you said that hair is it was your life. It was something that you loved it to do. Like if beauty didn't get if you didn't get the beauty boss of the war, it should be
The
beauty.
HBBIC, the
Yes,
head
honey. You know,
charge, honey.
so it was one of those. So do you feel like that show really kind of took it out of you, like took all your drive away and made you kind of see like the black market of hair or the industry of hair?
I think if I would have understood the reality TV better, in industry better, that I would have been able to handle things better, balance the time out better, and I feel like it wouldn't have impacted my business so much. So I don't solely put it on, you know, the TV show. I had a part in it too, where I didn't do enough research to understand what I was getting into.
Okay.
And it was hard balancing TV, motherhood, and that. And then I was going to go and open a beauty school,
Hmm.
and I wasn't focused on that. You have to be focused when opening a new business. And the contractor was not even licensed. I lost money on
Oh,
that
we
and
want to
ended
talk
up not.
about that as well. That is our next topic. It is called Hair School, Hair or Have Not. And when you were doing your hair school, you were really in gun ho about it. Like Jadoa Academy is open. You reached out to Miss Pat. You talked to Miss Pat about the school. Miss Pat was helping you along the way. You went even talked to Maya. You did all these things, but it came to a point where it was said that the city of Atlanta went down there and they had to shut you down, child, because the contractor was not licensed. So my question to you, Dedra, is did you know, how did you find this contractor and why wasn't he checked? Why was there no reference checks? When Maya Sly said you should have checked the reference. That's what Maya said.
So she already know how that go. So that was part of her great acting skills. So I leased the building, and the owner of the building, you get concessions to upfit a building. So
Mm-hmm.
the owner gave me so much in concessions, and a part of that concessions, we had to use the contractor that they came up with.
Okay. Okay.
So they were going to do all these concessions and give me 6 months free rent. Help me get the place like I needed to get it. All I had to do was pay for the plumbing and a couple other things I had to pay for in there. And he was going to do the work. Well, I should have known when he kept putting the brown paper on the window, like, I didn't know nothing about pulling no permits. I didn't know you're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to pull no permits, nothing like that. That was my first business that I did from the ground up. The one Jadoa Salon, again, the landlord handled that, but they did what they were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the landlord who picked the contractor and did the work, and then we found out when I called about getting a letter of occupancy, that's when the city of Conyers, not Atlanta,
Oh,
they
okay.
told me that no permits had been pulled. And that's when they came out and was like, y'all gonna have to redo this work because ain't no permits been pulled for this.
So your school was gonna be in Conyers.
It was gonna be in Conyers.
Okay, okay. And why did you choose Conyers area for the salon? I mean, for the academy.
So research that Conyers was an up and coming area, one of the fastest growing areas in that area, one of the fastest growing cities. So, and you see now how it's built up.
It
Like I
is.
did
It
some research
is.
on it. Like it's going to have this going on. It's going to have that going on. Um, at that point, real estate was not that expensive in Conyers. So I was like, okay, cool. This is where I'm going to be. I'm going to stop doing hair. And plus, I lived out in Snellville
Okay.
at
Okay.
the time. So it just, Snellville was maybe like 15 minutes from there.
Okay. Okay.
So that's how it ended up coming in Conyers.
So when you was in the salon and you met with Maya and she gave you the furniture from her one of her two locations that closed down because she had like six locations, she gave you all the furniture to put in your salon. Y'all were at lunch and you were saying, "Thank you so much. You're gonna save me tens of thousands of dollars for this." How what was that all about? Like, were you really needing a favor for this? Were you really running out of like money opening the salon and you needed Maya, not her walk-in weave sign, but the furniture to get it open? Talk to me about that part of it.
So did that not make good TV for Maya to give me some old furniture that
Yeah,
she had?
it did make great TV. It made lovely TV because I'm like, what is going on here at Jadoa Academy?
Mm-hmm. Made great. But some of those dryers was, and I think some of those dryers were still good. So I was glad to get some of it. Like I was cool with it.
That was like that was another epic moment when y'all did that and
When
Miss
she said
Pat
she had,
came
I was like,
in.
cool. Like I ain't think nothing of it. I ain't even think nothing of like, okay, bring it right on down here. That'll get me started. I didn't spend all this money. That'll get me started. But that wasn't my idea. So it came up. And then Pat was like, I can't believe you taking. Now Pat was really mad at Maya.
Okay, so that's another one I want to talk about. Another one of your viral moments was Maya Sly is a lie. And the Maya Sly is a lie thing, it went down in history because Miss Pat, who owns salons in Atlanta, it's a salon called Touch by Angel. She has schools in Atlanta on the South Side, and she came on, and that was your friend, and she felt like Maya Sly stole her concept of the $50 weave. So,
She really felt like
do you think that's true?
it. I mean, I don't think she stole the concept. I think she saw the concept and thought, hey, maybe let me do it and let me do it like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think she just imitated or just, I mean, did it and did something different, you know? Everybody was kind of doing that concept at some point. Like Dudley's had that concept, the $5 roller set.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know? So I think it wasn't so much as Pat's, but it made great TV. It made
It
great TV.
it did. So the day that you went down to the radio station and you sat on the radio station with you
Jazzy McGee.
and Trey, and you said, well, Trey, we got to go down to the station because we can't leave it to Pat to do this because I don't know if Pat gonna turn up. Why did you go down there and just tell all the tea about Maya Sly salons close and faster than flies falling in the summertime?
Man, you did your research, didn't you?
Oh, girl, I have did my homework. When I tell you, Dedra, I study y'all like a little kid studying his SATs so he can pass his exam. Honey, I have did my homework. Yes.
I just wish we could have kept it like fun like that, where we was giving reads back and forth. That's on my end. I feel like I wish I could have accepted that banter back and forth and we not
Go
escalated.
go that far with how it's
Yeah, I
going.
feel like we could have kept it like, you know, and just made it fun because it's really, when I look back at the show, like we really had some good reads. Even them had some good reads. I would be laughing, cracking up some of the stuff now they was saying. Um, But I just really wish it didn't go so far to the left.
So when
But
it
we
was
had a
so
shitty producer.
in those moments when you were going down there telling that, did you really believe that her salons how did you get the wind or whiff that her salons were close and faster than flies? What was that all about? Was they really closing that fast?
No.
They wasn't closing.
I think she was just tired of being in the industry, and that was something that,
She was
that
over.
she, yeah,
So
that she was over anyway. Um,
so
and that we just used that as having stuff to talk about. It was reality TV is about finding stuff you can say about people. It's like the dozens. If you ever
oh,
played the dozens,
I have played the dozens, child. I played
yeah.
it.
So it's about like that. You got to find something so you can have something to say about somebody. So you got to go do your research. So that's a part of being on reality TV. You got to find something to do, find something to say to keep you relevant and keep you in every episode. So if you don't have nothing that you can talk about or nothing you can do, you're not gonna be in no episode. Okay. So you got to find something to talk about and see if you can make it big.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
So
that's what it was.
another one of your big moments on the show was Jadoa gotta go. Jadoa gotta go.
They
Jadoa.
really came to my salon and I was mad.
You said that. You said if that heifer bring her behind here, I'ma show her something. You said, come on in,
You
beauty.
know, yeah,
Come on in, beauty.
because I was mad about that. I was mad because I didn't want them to bring that drama to my business. Like I didn't want my landlord to be pissed. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the type of stuff I was on. Like, oh my God, I cannot believe they're out there doing that foolishness. Like that's how I
And
was really
then,
tripping about
and
it.
so was Genesis, when Genesis was there, because you say you and Genesis were friends, are still friends today. Did you know that Genesis was going to come down there with her and her
I
people
did
that
not. Now I got me and her kind of had a little. We had a little tiff about that because I was kind of pissed. Like I was kind of thrown back a little bit with her doing that. But I mean, we got past it. We got past it. But I was kind of thrown back. But when she came over there, like we was gonna tear West Peachtree up.
so y'all were
But by the end,
so were you really going to go out there and like cut her a new peach?
but by then, by after that, that fight happened early on. So after then, it was probably like four bodyguards and every one of our scenes after that.
So after the
So
fight,
wasn't that gonna go down no more? Because it was like,
so after the
yeah.
Boogaloos
After that,
fight,
they hired bodyguards.
so after the
Everybody
Boogaloo,
had a bodyguard, but now like 4 or 5 bodyguards. Everybody had one. Like you couldn't
oh,
even get near. Yeah,
wow. So y'all had bodyguards after the fact that when y'all had that whole bust down Boogaloos, that's when the bodyguards
yes,
came in effect.
yeah. So we had bodyguards. So soon as something was about to go down, the bodyguards was on it. So doing that filming, it was bodyguards in there. It was a bodyguard outside at their door. So if I'd have got out the door, the bodyguard would have got to me. It was bodyguards in the salon. So it wasn't gonna go down.
So when you told her to come on in here, it was nothing really was gonna ever happen when she came inside.
Oh yeah. Would I would have got to make something happen? Probably not.
Uh huh. But it was not.
But
But
it was gonna be an attempt.
to make something happen.
Yes.
Oh wow! So when you called LaKenya on the phone and you told her about the instance of, girl, I can't believe they don't came down here to Midtown and started this stuff on Peachtree Street. Like
I was
what?
mad.
You was mad about that. But do you feel like they
Yeah.
had the producers had a lot to do with that, right? They had a lot to do with it.
Yeah. And they had already talked to my landlord because I was thinking like my landlord gonna put me out. But they had already got permission to be on property. Which I didn't know that at the time though.
All right, Dedra, right now we're finna go off. We're gonna get Tre on so we can have a little fun with Tre. Hi, Tre! How are
What's
you?
up? Oh, y'all thought y'all was gonna leave me.
Oh!
Right?
Tre, we have Tre on here. We officially have Frick
What's
and
going
Frat.
on?
We have Frick and Frat on here, and I am so excited that we finally got you on here. Tre, how are you?
I'm actually doing great. I am just coming back from a little outing, but I'm
Oh,
actually in. I wasn't sure if we were coming on or not, but you thought y'all were going to leave me out and it
oh,
wasn't going to happen.
oh.
I told him you was Trey. I said it's Monday and Trey is out. Did I not?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
I
Mondays
know
be my off day, and I'll be running like the Mexicans for real.
I feel you. I feel you.
These are
Not
what,
you giving
sir?
sweatshop like Maya Slide. Not they running a sweatshop. Not they be trying to run you like a sweatshop over there. Ooh.
What's going on?
So Trey, we want to
honey.
talk about we want to talk about that time where you and Miss Dedra y'all went to the beauty boss panel. And y'all were sitting there, and all the girls, they had Maya Slide, Beauty, Mashia. Y'all were all on a panel. They were all on a panel, and y'all were sitting there at the event. And Dedra, you started throwing comments back and forth saying, "You're not a real boss. You're not a real boss." And Trey, you were going in and talking to you were talking to Beauty, and Beauty said something to you like, "How may we help you?" You're like, "What do you mean? How may you help me? I'm here like everyone else." In these moments, what was really going on there, and why did you and Dedra stand up there and say, "Bitch, shut up"? At the little
You
what
know
was
what?
that all
Me
about?
and I think that out of all the cast, me and Deidre truly enjoyed ourselves. We enjoyed each other. Um, it was fun. It was a fun experience for us. And although it was stressful at times, with I think it all being new to all of us, with us having to, because me and Deidre, we were still hustling, we were still working while we were doing that show. We weren't just doing that show and just waiting for a check. Like, Deidre still had her salon. I was working in a salon, and so we were all still hustling. So it was it wasn't easy. Um, it wasn't easy doing it, but we made it work. We made it the best we can.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And so we really had fun with that time. And I think that we came there. I think that initially, let me make sure my phone is on its charger right. I'm sorry.
You're totally fine. You're totally fine.
I don't want it to hang up on you guys.
We can actually, if y'all want to take a little break, we can actually take a little commercial break to get if you need to get yourselves together or anything.
Yeah, let me make sure
Because
that
if
this is
people gonna be
on.
talking raggedy about you, Trey, we don't get it together now.
You know the girls do talk, child. The girls do talk, honey. We need you to be
Okay,
a
let me
peach,
get to this.
honey. We need you to be a peach and not a plum.
Okay. Oh shit. Let me go back. So I want to make sure I'm here. Okay. So yeah, so me and Deidre really have fun doing it. I think that Beauty J, I remember that specific night, she had an issue with me from the jump. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that it had a lot to do with my relationship with Deidre, which an inside peek
Oh, give
to
me the
that
tea.
show, me and Deidre really had just met each other. That's what you bitches didn't know.
What? It looked
Okay?
like y'all knew each
That's
other
what
so
you bitches
long
didn't
ago. What are you
know.
saying
The
here?
chemistry, the chemistry was so
It
natural, just
was.
off the beat, that people thought that we would have been friends forever. But the
it felt like y'all
tea
it felt
is
like y'all
that
had
we
known each
met
other.
on set.
It felt like y'all known each
We
other
met on set.
forever. It felt like y'all had known each other forever. The way y'all would go off each other, the reads, the energy, it felt
Yeah,
like y'all
yeah,
had been girlfriends and boyfriends
yeah.
forever.
Yeah. And I think it's because we both understood the assignment. We didn't get on there I don't think that we got on there to take that show as serious as maybe other people took it,
Mm-hmm.
but we took it as an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody else, but we had fun with it. Every time me and Deidre was together, it was just naturally fun. Like sometimes just off camera, we'll be sitting in the car cracking up, chilling. You know, that's how we got down. So I think that specific night, I remember when I introduced myself to Maya and Beauty,
Mm-hmm.
and I forgot who else was there at the time when I first approached them. But I remember when I first approached them, it was a little false coming
Ooh.
off of Beauty J. But I think that a lot of it had to do with me knowing Deidre, and Deidre had just whooped that ass first
Yes,
season.
she did. She did tear her up, honey. She drug her across the floor like
Listen,
Deidre,
listen,
you
that's
drug.
probably one of my biggest regrets. Like that shouldn't have happened.
But Deidre, it was
That
you said that if
It was
she
made for TV,
it
baby. It
was
was
it was
made
it
for
was a moment.
TV.
It
It
was
was
the
made
throw
for
for me.
TV. Matter of fact, the drag drug on season two.
Yes, it was. Yes, yes, and
The
yes.
drag drug on season two. That's why season two came into existence.
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. So I want to know about that day when you, Trey, when you and Deidre was in Jadoa Academy, and you told Deidre
hmm
you were about to go down and you had got this opportunity to work with Maya Sly to do the pretty
Stephen,
hair commercial that we've never seen
Uh-huh.
yet. We've never seen the pretty hair commercial yet. And you know, you told Deidre,
Still waiting.
you told Deidre was about to go down there, and Deidre told you, take your ass on down there. Go on down there. You'll be back.
Uh-huh.
You'll be back. Deidre, why did you feel, or what made you feel like Trey was making the wrong decision, but as a friend, you still let him go and you accepted him back? In that moment, Trey, you felt like you had to do this for your career because did you feel like Deidre was holding you back? Or what about that moment made you feel like Deidre, as a friend, wasn't showing you as much opportunities as Steven, the highbrow stylist, and Maya Sly,
hmm
the minister of weave, could show you?
Well, you know, during that time, I felt like um, Deidre, out of all the girls, was a authentic hairstylist. She was a real hairstylist. She had clientele. Her salon. You know, I think that when I looked at the other girls, it was more of a money making situation for them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see them as true hairstylists like me and Deidre or even Pat. You know what I'm saying? We all came from like I said, from our salons on set. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we hustled. That's what we did, and it showed that. That's why a lot of our scenes was done with us doing hair in the salon.
Okay, but
You know.
in the salon, it was portrayed in Jadoa salon. It was portrayed like Jadoa salon did not have a clientele, or you couldn't get a client. According to Mashia, it was portrayed like,
hmm
"Where's your clientele? You couldn't get a client." And Deidre, it was also showed where you Trey came in and showed Deidre how to do a braid down and a sew
hmm
in. Deidre, could you really not do a sew in, or did you really not know anything about weave?
so I didn't do a sew-in. I was a natural hairstylist. So
Okay.
I
hmm
was the only one who did natural hair.
hmm
Even though that the
Meaning
damn salon did natural hair, even though that's what they
they do
claim.
weave. They did weaves.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So they didn't do
So I
natural
was the
hair.
Yeah.
only natural hair, and I always say that, but I didn't do any extensions. I only did the natural hair.
Yeah.
Whether it
Yeah.
was the relaxed state or the natural state, that's all I did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
And what I learned, like I said, when you're filming, they find, so if you're filming and then somebody say, "Oh, nobody's in the salon," they're like, "Ooh, Deidre, when you're filming, when are you not so busy? So that
Mm,
I'm not
Ah.
so busy to keep giving that illusion. Remember, I was
yeah,
on West Peachtree Street. You cannot stay on West Peachtree Street without no
You cannot,
clients.
yeah,
honey.
that's
You
true. That's
cannot.
true.
True T.
Yeah.
True
And I
T.
think like when I met Dedra, Dedra was short hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I saw her as, a short hair stylist, and that's where her business betrayed that. When I remember me and Maya, and I know Maya wasn't doing hair; she was just selling extensions. Beauty J really was managing her salon, but she wasn't in her salon doing hair. Stephen Webster, I think, was the only one other than us that was actually in the salon, standing like doing clientele, like doing hair. Even Pat, she was managing a school, managing a salon. She really wasn't a hairstylist doing hair. And I think that was what the show was supposed to be about. Was about how we managed our salons and how we were in the hair industry in Atlanta. It wasn't about just hair extensions. You know
So
what I'm saying?
so
I think that story was pulled, but it wasn't about that.
so Trey, when you came on the show, how were you introduced to the show and how was you told about the show when you came on the show?
I initially got on the show. I was in my salon, like I do every day, cut up with my coworkers and in the salon cutting up. And another stylist was doing a young lady whose daughter worked on the show in production
Okay.
and wanted me to come on. I didn't know who I was coming on with as a co-star with, and had no clue who it was going to be. When I was introduced to Dedra, it was just a natural chemistry. It was just a natural chemistry, and it was like, oh yeah, this is going to be the dynamic, and it
Mm-hmm.
was,
And
It
we
was.
had some fun
and it was.
It
And it
cutting
was.
up.
was, it was, it,
Freaking
we
frat.
were, and you can ask anybody, we were the reason why you tuned in to season two. Let's be for
I
real.
literally, y'all were the reason why I watched
Let's
season
be for
2.
real. We
Baby.
had a natural
It
storyline. We
was
didn't have
very
to make nothing
natural.
up. It became very natural. We had, and you can tell it was like a natural storyline that we had. You know, it wasn't nothing that we had to pretend or make up. Everything that we did, it flowed naturally.
So
It just flowed
y'all did
naturally. It's
this
like we were
scene.
friends for years,
Y'all did
What about
this.
when you did the Color Purple scene?
baby.
Ooh, let's talk. Let's chat
Because
about that.
Mashia's husband tried to check me on
Why?
that, but he realized that I was not no ordinary punk. Fuck that
Ooh.
shit.
Oh, what did he tell us about how he tried to make you seem like you was a fancy one. A fancy
Clock
one.
that shit. Okay?
A fancy one. What
He
what what
rolled up and rolled back. Okay?
Ooh. What did he say and what happened there? Tell us about that one.
You know what? Moshia was a character, and to know her is to realize that she's like that even off camera.
Mm-hmm.
When I first met Moshia, I thought, oh, she living for the camera. This is this personality that she done put on for the camera, but in all actuality, off camera, Moshia was the same
So was Mashia, according to
upbeat.
LaKenya, Mashia was a mean girl. Was Mashia really a mean girl?
Moshia wasn't a mean girl. Moshia knew her role and she ran with it.
Dedra, what would you say? What would you say, Dedra?
I don't say she was a mean girl though.
I'll say the same thing. Like, she knew her role and she ran with it. She was going to milk it. She was
Mm-hmm.
going to make it as grand as she can make it.
Yeah,
That's what she gonna do. And
yeah,
she had her bodyguard. So when she did too much, she could get gone quick. and not
Mm-hmm.
have to
Yeah.
answer for it. But
Yeah.
Oh,
not mean girl, she just did the most.
so
Yeah.
so tell me about that time where it was the resting weaves. Maya Sly must die. What was that about the whole hearse thing? Y'all conspired upon the Pisons about
Ah,
Maya Sly must die when y'all did the highbrow, when Steven, the highbrow stylist, had a brunch for Maya Sly to honor her for being
baby, what a brunch that
a
was. What a
trailblazer.
brunch.
That
You
Pat
know,
came up with Pat was hey, Pat came up with
Pat,
all that.
because I didn't even know. What's so funny about that scene is that Dedra knew. I had no clue. When that obituary was passed
Oh,
around at that
yes.
luncheon, and I said, oh, hell no, this bitch done played out. Like,
Yes,
she done
yes,
came for
yes.
real with this.
What was the funeral? I just want to know
So when
what
I was
funeral
right, and then
home.
you done came in with the crew too, I was like, oh,
Yes.
this is,
What funeral home
oh,
did y'all
she's not
use?
playing.
What funeral home was
No,
that?
I had no clue. I had no clue. I didn't even think that it was. I knew that Pat. I think that they looked at Pat as a country girl,
Oh God,
so
not the
they
country girl.
underestimated the fact that she can play this TV shit too.
Mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
And she brought
And
the
I
whole
think
South Side. The whole South
she
Side
brought the
came.
whole
The whole
South
entire
Side. She
South
brought
Side
the
came.
whole South Side up in there. And I don't think that they were ready for any of it.
Oh
It was not.
wow.
They weren't ready for any of it. The obituary, the hearse outside, the flowers standing with her picture in the middle. They
Yes.
wasn't ready. Maya Fly must
Must die.
die. And she did.
Maya Slide did. She did. She did go. She did. Rest in
And she
peace. Maya
did.
Slide must
And
die.
she did.
I just want to know.
Because
I literally want to know what funeral
touched by an
home.
angel is still touching.
Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I recently looked
Indeed.
up. Walking Weave still has a location somewhere in Atlanta. Like, isn't it like one
Uh,
location? It's like literally one location.
I don't know. I haven't heard of walk-in weave in 8 years. Let's be clear about
I,
it.
So the funeral home was the owner is a friend of Pat. Like I said, Pat had a long list of people that she knew. So the owner
mhm.
was her
Yeah,
friend.
yeah,
And when we was in
yeah,
their hers, he said, Pat, what did you done got me into? And
yeah.
she would just bust out, start laughing. It was hilarious. He said, Pat, what you done got me into?
Ooh.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you went in there that day, she said, you going on in and you get the guests ready for Maya. I'm gonna go on head back over here. So when you went in that day, dressing your all black, looking very so sickening that you was, what was going on in your head? Like, this is about to be a moment in history. Because that was a moment in history. The Maya Slide must die.
Nobody had ever done that,
On
first
reality
of all,
TV. On
on
TV.
reality TV.
No.
Even on your highest episode series,
Of Atlanta
nothing like
Housewives,
that
you
had
never
ever
saw nothing
happened.
like that. You only saw a wig pull from my things of like that. But back in that era, that was like a hearse showing up to a party. They
Yeah,
got flowers going on. That was
And a
reality
yeah,
real
TV
casket. It was a real
gold.
casket in there.
yeah. That was
Yes,
a real
I
cat.
saw
That was
that.
a
I
real
saw that it was a
hearse.
real
Yeah,
casket in there. So I'm like,
that
what
was
are
real obituary made.
they?
That was a real
Yes.
obituary.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I want to talk,
yeah.
Trey. Another moment that was a viral moment was when you were at the Maya Sly infomercial and
Oh Lord
you
Jesus.
and Miss Beauty J, Beauty with two eyes, were going at
With
it.
with 2 eyes.
With two eyes. It almost was giving boop, boop, boop. You want to dot her eyes, but we're not going to go there.
Yeah,
But it was giving a moment
They
where
yeah,
must not
she
be coming on here because you've been shady with Mushia and Beauty. They
yeah,
must be
yeah,
coming on
yeah.
here.
He asked, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Me and Nakenya and Trey must have been the only ones who agreed to come.
No, no, no. I have Mushia. I actually talked to Mushia. Mushia, she's been like a little reluctant about talking and really being out there. Maya, she's been in her whirlwind of getting engaged. We've actually talked. Beauty J is coming on and Pat is coming on. So I'm gonna
Oh,
hear.
okay.
I'm really getting all the girls and guys' side of their story, and eventually I want to put y'all all together in a room so we can sit down and talk. If y'all are open to that, like literally sitting y'all all down and we all having like not a reunion, but like a reunion, or something where it's like
Yeah,
cutting it up in the ATL or cutting it up or something like that where we could all talk to you
yeah,
guys in one room. I think that would be really, really good.
Because had we had a different producer on that show with the
yeah,
amount of talent that we had,
yes,
with
yes,
how like
sir.
everybody was quick with their tongue on it.
Yes,
Like everybody
yes.
Yes,
was
yes.
quick. So with the amount of talent we had, with everybody, like nobody was out talking nobody. It was like
No,
maybe
no.
that show should have went on more
I,
More, I
episodes.
felt
oh,
like,
it would have went. It should have went on longer. We should have had a reunion. It
yes.
was too much that happened in season 1 and 2 that
Like
there
the
should have not
production.
been a reunion show to at least tell a lot of people the inside of those scenes or to see what our perspective was or
Like
what was
remember
really
production
going on in
change.
our lives.
Remember
Yeah,
production changed because nobody would film with that producer because she had been
yeah,
so reckless. But what I find
yeah.
is what I do think when you have a Caucasian woman that is
Mm,
working with black women, like
yeah,
she is going to pit them against that. That is her total
yeah,
thing. Pit them against
yeah.
each other to just make
Mhm.
it chaos. And I think
Yeah.
once everybody saw that was happening, because everybody thought she was their friend. That's what it started out. And
Yes.
then
Yes.
everybody realized, like, wait a minute. She pitting us
What's
against
going
each other,
on
and
here?
nobody would film with her. So they had to get rid
Yeah.
of that producer and get more producers because nobody would film with her.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
It was
that's
a lot. It was a lot of favoritism shown. As going back specifically to that scene at Maya Sly's infomercial. I felt that there was some bullying going on when it came to because I'm the kind of person I either like you or I don't. I fly with you or I don't. I don't have an in between. The people on that show that knew I messed with them knew I messed with them. They knew who to film me with because they knew me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the kind of person, I've been in this industry for a long time. I had women around me for a long time. One thing for sure, I ain't never had a woman hate on me
right, right.
because I'm not another woman. Like at the end of the day, what you hating on, sis? You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
So it has to be something more personal or something I don't know about that's making you feel that you got to have these little sly comments to say to me, or you just don't like me.
Right,
But
right.
you didn't like me from the jump. So at the infomercial, it was like, oh, you want to get a queen. You want me to be that kind of gay man. So let me be it for you, baby. Let me act up in your face. So you gonna be you claim and I end it. And that's how it was. I think that she got a demeanor from me like, because a couple of times she had slid a few comments in. I was like, okay. That was kind of slick.
I
Okay.
got you. I
But
see
then
you.
it came to a point where it was like, let me go on and roll you up and get you together. Go on and smoke you, finish that blunt, and put it out. Yeah.
Ooh, not the roach. Not we put the
Yeah.
roach out.
Yeah,
Not we
yeah,
put the
yeah,
roach.
yeah. Let me go on and do that for you because I didn't get it because like I said, I'm not the kind of person that have arguments or have differences with women. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like, I'm not walking around here with no purse. I'm not walking around here with nails and wig on. I'm not trying to be you. So what are you hating on? What are you upset with a man about? You know, and then you got these little sly comments to make, and I feel like it was just some bullying going on. I don't really feel like
Do you
she really cared for Dedra, and I mean, I see why. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, she turned that on to me, and I wasn't just having it. And I think that Maya and Steven, that's why I had to stop messing with the blimp, because you tried to betray me as some cuss you out, disrespectful hairstylist that just disrespected her and called her a bunch of bitches and hoes. It was no reason for that. She's classy. She doesn't. No.
it was given
Mm-mm.
from there where it was like you was a starving stylist looking to come upon a
Yeah.
show, like, you're coming on this infomercial.
Mm-mm.
We want you, you need to be here.
And it wasn't no need for that, because I think that I naturally glowed on that show.
You did.
Just because
You
of my
did.
personality and who I was, there was no need. Um I didn't need any parade around me because I cussed you out. Like, I didn't need that. There was too many other moments on that show that I shined on that I didn't need that. I think that it just got to the point where I needed to let you have it, and the cameras was rolling, and they stayed rolling.
They did. They did stay that they did now.
She didn't cut it off because it was good TV.
It was very good. I'm talking about stick to your screens. Cutting it in the ATL, I felt like it should have
Yes,
had like
baby.
it should have
Now
had
see, because
multiple
it's a thing
seasons.
from reading, and then you read. I read. I didn't
Yes.
read. I read.
You did, you
Mm-hmm.
did, you did. I feel like
Yeah.
cutting it in the
Yeah.
ATL
Uh-huh.
should have had multiple
Yeah.
seasons
Yeah.
because it was a show that it was a show that was one of its kind. It was a show about hair
Mm-hmm.
and the drama and the industry of hair, and I feel like that was something that we didn't see on
And it was
TV. You
very
didn't see that.
real. It was very real. There had been several hair shows that were popular before us. Sheer Genius was one.
Mm-hmm.
LA Hair with Kim Kimball was one
Mm-hmm.
that was also on WeTV. What was different from our show was that they showed the realistic side of our lives. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? Us doing shows, our family dynamics, relationships that may not be good in our families. They showcase a lot of the realization of what it is to be a hairstylist, especially in a popular city where there's hundreds of hairstylists.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? But it just showed how we cut up, and I felt like if the show had stayed on that and hadn't gotten into favoritism and got into always wanting to showcase drama,
Mm-hmm.
it would have went great. Because I think any show, you need a good mix, and when you start showcasing nothing but feuding together, it's like, okay, so where's the longevity to these women's story if they can't get along and it's already season two?
Right, right, right. That's
And
true.
then you're putting all these women against one woman, or one woman against eight women. It killed the show. It killed it.
For me, I really felt like at certain scenes and certain moments, it was like I kind of felt like, what is going on? Are y'all really friends? Are you really trying to figure it
Hmm.
out? And then I left at the end of the season. Well, at the end of the season, the last episode, I was left feeling like, what was next? I felt like there should have been something else after the HBIC moment in the show.
Hmm.
Like when y'all did the Control magazine, I felt like it should have been something next. But it was,
You see, I didn't
Yeah.
make that last scene. I was mad at Pat that last scene, so I didn't make that scene.
yes, you didn't come.
Yeah.
You didn't come. You did not come to the
I
Boogaloos.
refused to come. I said, I'm not filming. I'm not coming.
And you, so by that, you were over it. By that, you were like,
I
I'm
was
done
over
with
it.
this show.
I'm like,
Deidre was over it.
I said,
Deidre was over it, baby, after she had shut them heifers down with their mama. Deidre was over it. Oh
Oh, let's talk
yeah,
about
baby.
that. What
They
is
tried to come for your mama and you dead in their ass.
what happened of that? What was
did I
the
not trade? Now, see, listen, they brought out.
Because I felt like that was very ugly because I felt that
You
this
know, we
was some
took that.
production shit. This didn't
They,
even have to do with no girls. This was some production shit.
they took
Like
that down too.
y'all are the storyline. Y'all are what we put out. So why would y'all have these girls have something you don't it's like you don't play with children and family.
that you
Like
don't.
we
You don't.
you know that although we have said some things about each other and played with each other on the show, family and kids and stuff had never came in. When it got like that, I
No.
was like, oh, this one got some personal shit and you slayed that ass.
So what happened in that moment? Tell me about that. Tell me what happened in that
So
moment.
we all had became friends again. That we all became friends. We started filming. That's when Maya and I started filming together.
Mm-hmm.
Beauty and I had started filming together. Like that's when I was like, we
Mm-hmm.
splashing
Okay, guys,
everything.
hold on. We got
We're
to take a
doing
quick commercial break really quickly, okay? We have to take a real quick commercial
Okay.
break. Give me like 5 seconds to take a break. I have to go to the bathroom. Oh, yes, give me 1 second.
Deidre, how are you connecting this to your live on Instagram?
on my cell phone. I'm on a computer.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Yeah, I do. What you been up to?
Deidre, I have been working, baby, and loving what I'm doing and staying in my lane. I see you over there building homes and housing,
Yes.
getting to the
Taking
real
care of the
coin.
elderly. Yes, yes.
How are you loving that? That's in your ministry, though.
I actually love it. I do.
You know, we talked about that on the show, how you wanted to do that and you wanted to name it after your grandmother.
Yes, yes.
So
But
to
I
see that
do.
going to fruition, I'm so happy for you because I know that you're in
Thank
your
you.
ministry, baby. You love doing
I
that, and
actually
I
love
know
it.
you do.
I do. I actually
I
love
know
it.
you do. You're loving it.
It's a lot of work, but I love it.
It is, but you know, you started from the bottom, and I saw you build that, and that's what's going to make that such a beautiful experience for you because you did the work, hard work on your own, and you did
Yes,
it. You did it, baby. You
yes.
did that.
Huge.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
miss
yeah.
hair
You
some days.
deserve
Some days
that.
I miss doing hair.
You said what, baby?
I said some days I miss doing hair.
I miss doing it too. I'm just.
I miss it some days. Yeah, I miss
No,
it.
I still love doing hair. That's why it was so important when I was doing that show to keep going. And it has been, it's 20 years for me now. So, after that show, I'm still hustling, still going. You know what I'm saying? I still enjoy hair a lot as I'm getting older. I'm trying to, see what path I'm wanting to go down with it now. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? But I still enjoy hair a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been doing it since I was 10 years old. So
Mhm.
that's my passion. My old ass gonna be clinking at 70. Okay, arthritis and all, rheumatoid
And I've
arthritis.
been there doing my residence hair.
Oh, I know you've been doing that.
They be having me do their hair. One of them, that's the only way I can get her to calm down if I do her hair.
All right,
You
guys.
got to do her hair. I
I
like your hair grown out.
Thank you.
we
A
are
man.
Yes, and it grew out so fast.
It was a man. A man wanted me to grow
Oh,
it.
there you go.
we are
I see
back.
you now.
We are back, guys. We are back. I had to take
I
a
like
little
this better.
refresher.
Yes, I get to see you.
Yes, we had to take a refresher, guys. I had to take a little refresher, but we were talking about the moment, about the showdown with the kids. What were going on about the mothers and stuff? What was that all about? Because we didn't see that. Was that like an unreleased,
No.
lease moment?
So again, we had made up. Me and the ladies had made up. We was on a good place. We were getting along. We were filming together. Everything was good. And the producer went back and had Maya, Beauty, and Mushia to respond to a question they asked them, and it was pretty much speaking negative on me and my mother's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
And they posted it like a scene that it was a deleted scene or something that didn't make the cut, and they put it on the WeTV page.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to go on the WeTV page and I saw the scene where I thought like we were cool, we were getting back to each other, we was cool, and they was talking shit about me and my mother's relationship.
What were they saying? What was going on?
I can't remember what all they were saying. But what I said is on YouTube.
Ooh, now what did you say? What did you? Oh my God! I literally got. I'm gonna put this in the episode of a little snippet of what you said. What did she say?
Don't do, baby. It was bad. Like it was bad what I said. Like I shouldn't have said that. Even though they pissed me off, I shouldn't have said it. It was really bad what I said, but I was so angry. And that's how I know I've grown as a person, because I shouldn't have said that. But I was so mad at them and I felt so betrayed. I think that's why I said it. But Maya did try to call me, but by that time I was too angry to hear what she was.
Yeah.
She called me to try to explain what happened and the context of what happened with it. But I was too angry to hear anything she had to say. Beauty, I think Beauty tried to tell me her part. Mushia didn't even care how I took it. She was holding on to what she said. But the other two, Maya really tried to like hold on. Like she called me that night, like back to back. Like let me try and explain what happened. And I still don't really know what happened. And I didn't really care. I was just so angry seeing that scene that I said things that I shouldn't have said about their parents. But I was so angry.
Tre, what was one of your moments on the show that what was one of your moments that you feel like didn't represent you in the best light, that the producers kind of played a camera trick? Were there any camera trick moments that you're like, now, you know what? That was not what I was saying or doing or feeling in that moment?
I would say, I would say that I would say the Maya info commercial. I think that was set up to make me look like a flaming queen that just cuts this girl out for no reason.
And you hate on women.
Her, you know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like that portrayed me I don't feel like that portrayed me in the best light. I would definitely say that. Other than that, I was in very control of what I wanted to put out there or wanted to say or portray. I knew that I could not give that show the 100% authentic Tre because they wouldn't have been ready for that.
Hello.
So I scaled myself down a lot on that show. It was times where you got to see a little bit of me, but I didn't show all of me because I got a smell of that show and realized what they really wanted.
What do they really want? What do they really want? Even in moments where you had an instance with Beauty when y'all went to where y'all was interacting in the in the dressing room, not the dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
It was another moment where y'all had an interaction together where it was like, what is going on? Was I forgot the moment. It was another moment where you and someone else had an interaction going on. I'm like, is this really the way that they're trying to portray him, or was there something else behind what they were doing in those moments?
I mean, I am from the south side of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I've done hair mostly in your urban areas, so I know how to give you Buckhead, and I know to give you West Side of Atlanta.
Hello, we love
You
that.
know, either one. And I think that I didn't take that show as serious as some people were, because I really feel like some people, and I can say who it was. I felt
Put a
like
name on it.
Beauty J, Mushia. I think that at moments they put on for the camera.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, where I feel like the other stylists or other cast members on there, we didn't have anything to lose like that to portray anything than who we were. You know what I'm saying? Like, you say something, I'm gonna cuss you out. You put hands on me, I'm gonna put hands on you. This is how this is real reality. You smack me, I'm gonna smack you. Let's give you real reality since y'all want that, you know.
Hello, let's
And
take it
so
up a
I
notch.
think that Beauty J, like most girls that I've come across too, they want to kiki and laugh with the gay boys until it gets serious, and
Mm-hmm.
then you are the punks and everything else when you get upset with them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's what that portrayed. And Beauty J thought that um, she was egging to bring something out of me because you didn't have a storyline. I know. I mean, nobody was buying waist trainers and no
And it was called Be
Beauty
Fit.
J
It was
thing.
called Be Fit. Let's say that. It was
Be
called
fit.
Be Fit.
We wasn't buying that,
Oh,
baby,
y'all both was messy.
No,
You
and
was
no
that's what the
bang
line.
messy,
That's
attachment
what the
boy.
hair
line was
extension
called. The
bang.
line literally was called Be
We
Fit.
weren't living for that. We weren't living for that at all. So you lost your storyline
Ooh,
and you tried to make me it, and I made you mine.
ooh. So even the
Trey, do
day
you
Trey,
feel
when you
like on reality TV that people behave like we do to be competitive? Do you think they psychologically put us together because we were all so competitive and they knew that this would happen?
I think that all the women on there was strong. I think all the women on there had a very alpha personality.
mm-hmm.
I think that some were a little bit non-tolerant than others. You know what I'm saying? Like when Mushia wouldn't have been able to jack Dedra up outside of her salon up under her arm like you
I was
two.
mad when she did
See,
that to LaKenya.
you knew who to play that with, and your
Yeah.
husband would have been able to approach Dedra the way he did
Yes,
LaKenya,
in the
and
I was
y'all
car.
so
both
mad.
tag
Yes,
team.
yes, yes. Talk about it.
I was
Y'all
Talk.
both
so
tag
mad.
team her like WCW. That wouldn't have happened to Dedra. That wouldn't have happened to Pat, and it damn sure wouldn't have happened to me.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I
And
was
it did
mad
not
because
go
Because
down
y'all
with
would have saw
Maya.
real reality TV on We TV.
because
Hmm.
We
like
love that
LaKenya
on
said,
We
she was always
TV.
authentic. She was authentic. She did not do anything that she didn't want to do. She kept her like, LaKenya
Yeah.
was LaKenya. She didn't do nothing extra. She
No,
was
LaKenya was out of all the cats. LaKenya was very laid back. She was
very
very
laid
laid
back.
back.
So
She
when they
went with the
played
flow.
that,
I think that's why she was able to mix in everyone, mix in with everyone because she wasn't a not that I don't feel like
she was younger. She was younger
I
than
don't
us.
feel like there was some cast members that knew how to stir the pot. And
Mm-hmm.
some people didn't stir the pot, but if you brought the pot to me, I was
Ooh.
going to go on and take that spoon and stir it for you.
Ooh, who was one of those
Yeah, I was
people?
going to take
Who
that
was
spoon.
okay? Give me
I
one
was
and
going to take
one.
that spoon.
Who was one person that would stir the pot, and who was one person that if you brought the pot to me, I would stir it up? Who was that?
I would say, Dedra. I would say Dedra was fun, but I feel like Dedra learned first season.
Mm-hmm.
She learned a lot first season. She learned a lot. She learned what the producers do. She learned what the show is about. And so Deidre was very non-tolerant when it came to a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? That she felt like, okay, I'm not being portrayed the right way, or this, why we having this scene for? Like, why this? You know, it was a lot of questioning. And when you're dealing with, let's be clear, all white producers on a black show, sometimes your voice is not always heard, and they are going to portray you when you're not a zero tolerant person as
Mm-hmm.
the bitch of the show or as the villain.
Right,
You
right,
know what I'm
right.
saying? Because you're not tolerating certain shit. I mean, you got to think about it. We wasn't 10 seasons in getting paid like Atlanta Housewives.
Right.
So it's just some shit I'm not going to compromise myself and
Yep.
my business to
Mm-hmm.
make you shine.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Hello.
Yep.
Not if I don't have to.
Not
You know what I'm
especially if
saying?
the checks ain't checking. If the checks ain't checking, then why am I
Oh,
doing all
no.
that?
And you know
There
what?
ain't no
It was
housewives checks now.
so many amazing scenes and funny
It
scenes
was. It
of that show that
was.
got cut
That got
that
cut.
got cut and that the America
You
would
and I went
never
on
get to see.
you and I talked about we had a went to a coffee
One
shop,
on one, where we
talked
talked
about her
about
new
our
boyfriend. They
mothers
cut
and
that.
they cut that. We had a situation where we had an audition for strippers. They cut that.
Mm-hmm. They didn't want nothing
They
fun or
that beauty J expo, they cut that up so much.
mm-hmm.
It was
What?
so much in that scene.
Yes,
They
it was a
cut
lot.
that scene up.
Yep.
Bonner Brothers. There was
Yep.
so much Bonner Brothers we did that weekend. Deidre was in a whole doing a whole. We all Pat had a whole station at Bonner Brothers. Deidre did. They cut
Mhm.
all
It
of
looked like
that.
y'all were not even at Bronner Brothers. It looked like y'all were.
No, and we were at Bonner Brothers for a whole day,
We was in
and still
Macon.
had to film another scene.
Mhm.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
So when y'all did the beauty boss panel, you know when Maya Slide did when she did the beauty boss and y'all all left there, you, Pat, and Steven and all went over to Jadoa Academy for Deidre's grand opening that day.
yeah.
So you're basically saying that y'all all had booths, y'all all worked the floor and all that. And so when y'all came over
We
there,
had already been at Bonner Brothers all day. When we came and did that scene, that was real. We literally left with Bonner Brothers, and Deidre did too, and came to Jadoa to do that scene. Off
whoa.
of the air,
10,
8 years, right?
no, it's going on 10 years.
It
10,
not
This out
going on 10 years.
that
It's
we
not
filmed.
a. This is how I know how good that show was, because in 10 years there is not a week that go by and you will go somewhere. I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from?
yes,
Because
yes,
the reality of that show was these girls from the block, these girls from Atlanta. I've
yes,
been to Touch Burn Angel
yes.
Salon.
I'm
I've
going to
been
be
to
honest. I work
Jadoa.
in a salon. I work in a
So
salon that
it
one of the
wasn't,
girls,
that's what was crazy about this show. It wasn't staged.
it
That
was
wasn't
not.
staged. You
It
know what I'm
gave
saying? So when
real
people would be like,
reality.
yeah, like I really, baby, DJ done did my hair before. I done had,
Yes,
so
yes, yes.
this was, because some shows are staged to have
Mm-hmm.
salons, a stage to have these certain things. That show was a stage.
Like we
Everybody
had
really did
businesses.
have it. Yeah.
We all were entrepreneurs. We had businesses. We had families. So we
Mm-hmm.
had the stories there. We didn't have to make up too much. We didn't have, and it was drama was going to come. When you got
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
five strong women, the drama was going to come. But the type of
Yeah.
dramas that we had, they were hurtful to each other. They
Yeah.
weren't productive.
It
It
was to
really
tear each other down.
it was a
Mm-hmm.
tear down. And
And
Yeah.
none of us was the type of people where you could just tear us down and we just like, okay, let's be friends.
No.
Let's do
No.
this.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're not talking. I
Yeah.
don't want to talk no more.
And that's
I don't
what
want to
was
talk.
the
No, I don't
thing,
want to
because
talk to
it's like
you.
it
Yeah.
was for me it was like I have clients who be like, when I bring up the fact that I'm doing this thing of calling to the girls and cutting the ATL, the guys are cutting it, like I went to the Joe Salon. I know Touched by Angel. I've seen this
Mm-hmm.
person in the streets. I've seen it. So it's like y'all
Yeah.
are still making, this show is still making noise 10 years
Yeah.
later about what y'all did, because
Mm-hmm.
for me and for the people in hair, y'all were a part of hair history. Like, Cutting in the ATL, they
Yeah.
made a show similar after y'all, call it Selling It in the ATL, about a selling show.
Yeah.
But it was based off of Cutting It in ATL. It was really based off of y'all.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, this is gold. Y'all were gold. Y'all were
Yeah.
reality TV.
And it wasn't, and you know what was so crazy, because there are it's a lot of shows, hair shows that have come on after Cutting in the ATL. And what I liked about our show was how authentic and real it was. And sometimes we came to set beats, and sometimes we did. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about that. Some of those scenes was so realistic, or the way we would just communicate with each other. They would have to tell us, "Oh no, y'all can't do that. We can't. Y'all can't say that or say this or try to make it drama." You know, but it was, some of the scenes were so just like, we sitting here and this scene right here, like,
Ooh,
me and Dedra had a scene where we talked about her mother's relationship in a
uh-huh,
flower shop.
uh-huh.
About Billy's balls.
And although you can go on YouTube, and see that scene that did not make
Did
the
not make
show.
it. Yep.
Okay, so
But it
so
was
Trey, tell
so
me.
authentic. It was so authentic and told you a lot about why Dedra may be who she is, and why she has the relationship she has with her mother. So if you had seen that,
You would have
then you could
understood.
never do no messy shit and come for her mother on the
Oh,
sideline.
I definitely want to insert that in a little snippet of the whole conversation. We're going to talk about that. If I can get a little snippet on this of what that conversation was on YouTube. But Trey, in your thinking and your doing, can you tell me what is one of your most viral moments of Cutting It in the ATL for you? That you were there in those moments. What were one of your most viral moments?
My viral moment would definitely be the color purple.
Say it, Trey,
I
one
would have
time.
told that ugly heifer.
You gonna let that ugly ever talk to you at your own dinner table like that?
You gonna let that ugly heifer talk to you like that at your own dinner? That was my that that
Listen, I ain't mad. I got
will go
that.
down. I got backbone. Yeah, yeah. That was that we had. So, oh my God. When we sat down with Pat about how she was gonna get Maya, and we sat down and we was laughing at her, and I was telling her, "Why don't you
That
get a
was so
lollipop?"
funny.
And yeah, why don't you get a
You can see the
lollipop?
funny side of
And
her.
oh my God, we had so. That's
And
one
Trey,
thing
I
that.
think, I think if they hadn't pitted Maya and Pat against each other, like they could have. Do you know what we could have done?
Oh
Those
my God.
Pat extremely successful, Maya successful.
Yeah.
Beauty had a salon. I had a salon. LaKenya was
That
growing her
would
salon.
have
Like,
been
you know what could have happened.
dynamic. They faced too much of confusion and drama and did not let us roll with what we naturally had on to give that show.
I agree.
Some of those scenes didn't need drama. It
Mm-hmm.
was just it just was good TV. It didn't need any drama to it. You know what I'm saying? But it was just added, of course, because people are looking, like Dedra said, it's an all black woman cast. It's gotta be hair pulling and bitch
Yes,
fighting.
yes. Bitches and bundles. It gotta be bitches everywhere and
Yeah.
bundles flying
Mhm.
somewhere, honey. It got to
Mhm.
be that. It has to be. I
Yeah. So it's like those authentic, funny moments, like when we went to go see Pat at her beauty school. When me and Deidre was paying pool and we was cutting it up then, and it was so many different scenes that even the scenes where me and Deidre's mama would be cutting up with each other, like it was just some really good scenes that they just shot.
Oh wow. So there's a lot of
They
scenes that
shot.
they would not show that was really good moments.
Oh my God. Like it was like when Deidre did the theme for her book.
Oh
And
yes,
I
I
was
loved
sitting up
it.
there doing her hair and we was sitting up there cutting it up on the couch. She's sitting with her head legs crossed across mine. We cutting up, talking. Lakenya's there. Half of that scene got cut.
Mhm.
How we was sitting up there, I had all them fine men come there. You know what I'm saying? At the
At the
stripping thing where we
gym.
had the auditions for the book and the strippers came there and one of the strippers was like, baby had gotten naked with us. He was a porn star.
Ooh.
Like they cut a lot of that shit. They really
Ooh.
did. We had a
Mm.
ball.
We did.
Oh wow. In
We
wrapping
did.
up and wrapping this up, um, Trey, if you could do this again, would you do this again? Would you be open to doing a reunion of cutting in ATL? Would you be open to ever going back on cutting it in ATL? Like if they had a cutting it in the ATL reboot or a cutting it in the ATL, would you be interested in doing that?
I always said that I would do reality TV again, but it would have to at it would have to show me a positive side of myself and my business, showcase me more and what I am doing positive things in the community more than negative. I wouldn't want to be on another reality TV show where I'm just fighting all the time and it's just drama. I think that gets old after a while and was very draining to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people are seeing on the outside of it and saying, oh my God, that show, oh, they did this or they did that. But people don't realize how much stress we went home with or how we felt after some of those things. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize how much it takes to make a thing.
I
You
feel
know what
you.
I'm saying? How much we're away from our family, how much we having to pour in, traveling all over Atlanta. We were all over Atlanta. You know
Sandy
what I'm saying?
Springs, Marietta. Oh,
Oh my God, Decatur.
Macon.
We going to Cobb. We're out in Kennesaw. We filmed all over Atlanta.
Oh wow.
And so it was a lot. Wardrobe, making sure that you're showing up in the same stuff you wore for the last scene. Hair for green screen, makeup artists. It's a lot of stuff that they don't realize artists to give you a show put in it that we don't even get the residuals back from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're at the same time, those producers are wanting to make this show look good, but we're on it. We're in the screen. We're on the screen. That's who they're not seeing the producers, they're seeing us.
Us,
So
yes.
we want to make sure that we look amazing.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot that goes into reality TV. I would definitely get paid more.
Paid more. Wink, wink. Yes.
Okay, let's be for real, especially when you know what goes into it. You know what I'm saying? But I would do it. I would do it again with Deidre. I would do it again because it was fun for us. You know,
Oh,
although we had some crazy times on that show, and like Deidre was saying, if we had a different producer, that show would have went on a very
a long
long
time. I
time
feel like it would.
because it was funny, it was hilarious, and we just
Amazing
needed
cast.
a producer that really saw the potential and the talent that was there and to work with us. You know, a lot of those scenes, a lot of those stories, we had to come up on our own. You know what I'm saying? And so it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. So I think that when it ended, it was refreshing to a lot of us. And we took that the love that we took from that show and took for it and worked for some and it didn't work for some.
Oh my God, why would they do this to me?